Adobe just released Photoshop 26.6, and it comes with a major upgrade for one of its most used features, the Object Selection tool. If you're a designer, photographer, or retoucher, this update is going to make your life a lot easier. Start by enabling the Object Selection tool, which is above your Magic Wand tool and your Quick Selection tool. Photoshop will start analyzing the image to find all the separate objects. This will automatically happen when you click on the Object Selection tool if, under this gear right here, you have Object Finder selected. Also click Auto Refresh. In this example with these four ladies here, you can see as I hover over, Photoshop has analyzed the image. Each individual object or detail about the person highlights with the pink overlay. So everything with the dress, legs, even shoes, hair, facial features, Photoshop has figured out these individual objects. So once I hover over, say, for instance, her dress and click, Photoshop has made the selection. And now up here, there's something called Select People. With the Select People functionality, you can make quick and precise selections of people and their details, like hair, clothes, and accessories. So if I click on Select People, this icon right here on the far left, it will select everybody in the image. So one use for selecting everybody at the same time, if I click on that icon and let's say legs. Now the reason I'm picking legs is because sometimes when you're doing a photo shoot, and especially with white, you can have the white bounce all over the place. And sometimes if you're not careful, it could make maybe the legs especially show up a lot lighter than they normally are. So I'm going to say apply. So now it's selected everybody's legs. I can get a curves adjustment and just darken just a little bit. So something like that. If I wanted to select everybody and say teeth, click on teeth and say apply. Now everybody's teeth is selected. And again, I can get a curves adjustment and brighten up their teeth just a little bit. Also with select people, let me choose an individual. We'll choose this lady here. And I can say entire person, and I can choose one or more of these details at the same time. I'm just going to choose dress and say apply. So now her dress is selected. If I want to change the color of her dress, one thing to note about these selections here, sometimes they're not perfect. They're pretty good, but we haven't actually seen a perfect selection around hair. So you may have to refine these. You can do one of two things. You can use something like the selection brush tool and come in here and brush in a little bit like that. Or let me undo that. You have under your object selection, selected mask. And if I want to use my refined edge brush, I can brush in here and try and refine right where the hair is and the dress. I'm not gonna make this perfect right this second, but this is what you would normally do, something like this. And I'm gonna output it to a selection and say, okay. And now I'm going to use the new hue saturation adjustment layer. You see that looks different from the previous version, and that is in this new version of Photoshop. I have a video, and I'm going to put it in the card above and in the description on how to use this new hue and saturation adjustment layer. So I'm going to click on her dress, and I can change it. I'll make it a little bit more yellow like that. So with these selections, with the object selection tool, you can combine them with other adjustment layers. You've seen me use curves. You've seen me use the new hue saturation. So in this example, you've seen me choose one person and make adjustments. You've seen me choose all the people in the image and make adjustments. And let's do one more here. I'm going to select people again, and I'm going to select this lady over here on the far right. And I'm going to select accessories and hit apply. Her earrings and her watch are selected. I'm going to add another curves adjustment and zoom in here a little bit. And I'm going to bring up, you can see the brightness of her earrings and watch are changing. So you can also, besides facial features, clothing, you can do accessories. Let's look at this other example. So I'm activating the object selection tool, and Photoshop has already analyzed this image. And as I'm hovering over, you can see all the different details. I'm going to select people again. And just to show you, for this man here, I'll click on his icon, and you can see that the details are a little bit different. Here we have beard, so we're going to click on beard, and just to make everything the same, let's click on eyebrows and hair, and we're going to click apply. So just those things are selected, and I'm going to bring up my hue and saturation adjustment layer, and we're going to click on red because I can bet that his hair is pretty red, or more red than brown. Click on that, and just to show you here, I'm changing the lightness, and it's adjusting the lightness, and it's applied to his hair, his eyebrows, and his beard. So it just goes to show you that the details or attributes about the person are going to be different, whether it be man or woman. Let's do something else with this guy. So I'm going to say select people again, select him, and lower clothing. Let's select his pants. We're going to try and select his jeans he's wearing and say apply. And now I can use generative fill, and I'm going to type in loose fitting black Levi jeans and say generate. And they were supposed to be loose fitting. Those are kind of like what he had already, but say something like that. So you can select certain details about a person, and you can use generative fill to change it to some other different attribute for the person. One thing to note is if I select people and say I select both of them and say apply, so it's selected both of them and everything about them, it was selected. But if I want to exclude something, say for instance, her shoes, I can hold down the Alt or Option and click, and you see that her shoes are not being selected. I could do the same thing for him. And so again, I could choose another curves with that selection. And if I want to lighten or darken them, it has changed everything but their shoes. I change clothing, say I will select her, upper clothes, apply. I've got her jacket selected right now. Again, a hue saturation adjustment layer. These are kind of reds. So you can see I'm changing the hue, making it a darker red. It's a pretty good way to isolate different attributes or details about a person, whether it be their clothes or facial features, and then make an adjustment with any of our adjustment layers, whether it be hue and saturation or curves. So another great use of the new object selection improvements is for portraits and enhancing specific details about a person. So of course I can hover over a particular area and select it that way, just like you're seeing here, lips, nose, hair. Let's click on hair. And again, I'll use my curves, and I can bring up the hair a little bit here, lightness, click on the lips, use hue and saturation, increase the saturation just a little bit. I go back to select people, click on her, select teeth, say apply. I like using curves, make them a little bit brighter. Select people again, select her, the iris and the eyes, select that, say apply. Lots of curves. And you see I brought up the irises just a little bit. And it's good to rename your layers, not like I didn't do. But for instance, if you see right under here, under the eyes, where making the irises a little bit brighter made this under here lighter. So you can use the layer mask and paint over that area, and paint with black over that area. That was done with the lightening of the iris. And let's see if I want to select people again, select her, and upper close, and say apply. So now she's got some pink or magenta, or I think it's pink color that those flowers are on her top. I might want to make them a little bit brighter, or let's see, I'll click on this hand here and click on this color, and here goes the saturation. You can see that. You change them to more of a purple, so it looks more purple now. But the thing to notice about this is if you use the hue saturation adjustment layer, before it had all the details that you could select about a person, once you change the color, it could change like the reds in the face, the lips, but now you don't have to worry about that because you can target individual things about a person, individual details, and this makes it so much easier to isolate colors. So check out my video on hue and saturation adjustment layer. Let me know in the comments what you think about this new improved object selection tool. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Photoshop updates and tutorials. Remember, it's never too late to learn. Thanks for watching.